Hey everybody, welcome back to our Saturday Craft Day with Kraftgali. It's Mary. Thanks so much for joining us today. What we're going to do today is play with this amazing stencil, and we're going to create this look of the kind of subtle or subdued words coming out. I've seen it all over and I love it and I've always wanted to try it. So before we get started, I'm going to show you my little We Are Memory Keepers little magnetic mat I picked up at a local store. And it's super helpful. I have a big one, which I love, but I have this little one now. So now I can just keep it right on my surface and pull it out and hold it down with some magnets. So cute. And so we're going to get playing with this stencil. So I've put what brand this is on the screen. And I love the stencil material for this one. It's really sturdy. It's really good. I'm enjoying using it. I pulled out some ink daubers, and then I realized even my little finger ink daubers were a little bit too fat for what I was trying to do. So I brought out one of my tiniest of makeup brushes, which, can I be honest, when I opened up my package of makeup brushes, said, why would I ever use this? This little tiny one. But it's so super helpful. So it's getting right into those little nooks and crannies to help blend through my color. I'm using Distress Oxides, and you can see here I'm just kind of trying to make colors blend together, but it's such a small surface, it's really difficult to do that. However, that little makeup brush definitely helps get the job done. And I think it's really helpful when I start to do the greens, because the greens you can do, I do the Twisted Citron and then the Mowed Lawn as kind of like some shading. So the first way that I'm using this stencil is I'm going to be coloring in the stencils separately. When you get stencils, sometimes we forget that we can do this if we have small enough tools, and we sort of blend color all the way over through them, which is great too, and that's actually how I do my second card. But I thought this was just a little bit fun to kind of add some interest to it, because even if this was a background stamp, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I know how you can put different colors on, but it would take about the same amount of time. So if I had a background stamp that looked just like this, I would have to ink up each individual color that I wanted first, stamp it, come back, and you'd have to use a Stampin' Positioner to do that. Because if you tried to color the whole surface of the stamp, it would probably dry before you were able to stamp, or at least you wouldn't get a great image. And you can always go back, but again, Stamp Positioner. If this was a one-shot deal, it's going to be very difficult. Hopefully that makes sense, what I'm trying to explain there. But with the stencil, it's right in front of me, and I can go at it in any way that I want. And I could change up colors, and I could see where I'm missing colors. And it's just really easy to use and to make this fun background in this way. So definitely maximizing my stencil option here for this first card. And now you can see I'm going in with my colors here. I saw that I missed some, so I went back up there. And those ink daubers definitely were useful. I think the tiniest of center of the flower was where it was difficult. And if some of the colors, here you can see I'm doing the Mowed Lawn, where I'm kind of going in, I go back and blend that out once I take a little bit of that ink off of the makeup brush, and it blends a lot better and gives a little bit of shadowing. But, well, I forgot what I was saying. See, I sidetracked myself. Anyway, this is the ink daubers are really good. Oh, I was going to say, if some of the ink from the ink dauber got into different parts of the stencil, I really didn't even care that much. And if it was too much, I went back in with the makeup brush and kind of pushed that color back out. So it's a really, really handy tool. All right, so here's the reveal. That's what we're working with. I'm in love with it. I think it's just fantastic. We're going to cut it down so some of those white areas you're not going to notice. So here I'm taking a larger makeup brush, and we're going to go in with Wilted Violet, Picked Raspberry, and Mustard Seed. So I'm making sure to go in the order that they would blend nicely. First the Wilted Violet, then the Picked Raspberry. I didn't want to go Wilted Violet, then Mustard Seed, because we may get some yucky blending there. So the Picked Raspberry into the Mustard Seed is going to make this really pretty orangey color. I'm going to start from the top left and work my way down. And the reason I do that is so that I don't cross-contaminate, or at least I minimize that. If you're noticing that you're cross-contaminating your inks, you want to clean off your brush and your stencil a little bit, just to give you a cleaner surface to work with. And then you'll have truer color. So I get that colored to where I think it's right where I want it. And then we're going to pull this stencil off and see the reveal. And I love that one too. So I'm really loving this stencil technique. So I think stencils are great too because they're a great price point, and you can do a lot with them. So it's fun. I pulled out my Altenew bold alphabet dies, and I'm going to make 2 cards here. These are both going to be created the same, just with different backgrounds. And I'm going to make one say mom and one say wow with the W upside down. I could have used the W flipped upside down to look like a capital M, but I decided to use one as an inspiration, encouraging card, and one as a mom card. So the inspiration card comes from one of my very best friends. We've been friends for, dare I say, over 20 years. 23 years, maybe? And she just has battled breast cancer and won. And then she decided to go do a Spartan race. So, side note real quick, what I can tell you is I cut out with cardstock 3 times of each letter, and I'm just gluing them together there. So my great friend decided to do a 13-mile Spartan race. And if you need to Google what that is, because it is incredible. She basically is Wonder Woman. I cannot believe she did that. I've done some field training, and she was out there climbing mountains and going over obstacles for 7 hours. Yes. I mean, if this woman doesn't deserve like her own personalized cape, done. I'm making her own personalized cape. It's incredible. So I want to send her this card to her because, wow, it's just exciting to talk about. I can't believe it. And I also told her while she was explaining what she had to do, just don't invite me. I won't do that. I have a lot of ambitions in my life. That's just not one of them. So, but I'll go, hike up a mountain with her one day, and then, bring a snack and have a seat and talk about life. But 7 hours, not my bag. Wow, what an incredible thing. Okay, so you can see I'm just cutting out some glitter cardstock here. And, of course, with my glitter cardstock, I like to cut out the center because no one's going to see it. And it doesn't need to be sitting back there hanging out for years to come. I'm going to use it in another project. Now I am going in, and this is a little tricky because I'm using this double-sided adhesive to cover completely. Why? Because I could have just glued down my letters, but it's already sticky there. So why not just stick them right in? So I'm going to put down my letters here, and I go back in and put in the center of the O as well. And now I'm just going to put my topper. So you just want to make sure that your pattern is going in the correct direction, that you didn't pick the wrong W. And I'm going to pop that right on there. I love that. Whoever came up with that subdued look, kudos to you, because I just think it's so fun. And it just gives such a fun element. You remember those posters growing up where you kind of look at it and cross your eyes and you see the thing pop out at you? That's how I feel this card is. So I'm going into my little stash here of sentiments, and I'm pulling out a couple, just seeing what I like. I like the black cardstock with white writing for these. I think it makes it pop off. And I'm going to use Mom, I missed you every day, and wow, you are so brave. And then on the inside, I'm going to put a sentiment that says, your kick ASS. But. So I'm going to put that on the inside. I think that would be fun. All right, and then lastly for these 2 cards, I'm going to just top it off with some magic sequins from Neat and Tangled. And that's going to give a lot of sparkle. It's going to pull from some of those colors in the card, and they're iridescent, so they look different when you look at them from different angles. And to put my card bases together here, I'm going to pull out my little EK Tools Score Pal, and I'm going to score with my bone folder. I know there's a bone folder right there in front of you, the yellow one. But when I tried to flatten it on what I'm doing right now, it seemed a little bit like it was bending the cardstock. So I'm just going to leave it in its happy little home. And I'm going to use my Teflon folder for that one. Now I'm going to put these down on my cardstock. I'm using 110 pound Nina Solar White. It's heavy duty cardstock. There are other options out there for heavy-duty cardstock that are a little bit price point, so I'll link those below as well, or that one below that you can get online. And that'll do it for the cards. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to head over to Kraftgali and check out all the awesome prices and the deals. And these alphabet dies I'm getting a lot of use out of lately. So again, thank you. We'll link what we used below. And let us know if you have any questions. Until next time, we will see you in the next video and hope you have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.